So in this video, I'm going to talk about getting Goodbye to Winter ready for a performance. So the first thing you need to do is work on right hand alone. Right hand alone needs to be super legato. So it's not short, long, it's long. And in music, when you have two things in a row that are the same, the first one is a little louder. And then you're playing the same thing again, but quieter. Just a little quieter. And the thumb should actually be the quietest one in that group. Make sure you hold it for 3. So here you have two things that are almost the same. This part's going to be louder. Now this is the quieter one because it's lower and it's second. So notice how none of my notes were short. So it wasn't. It's. This is the quiet one. This one's not going to be short. Now this part gets louder because it's working its way up. This is my favorite part of the song. Now this is still loud, not as loud. It's getting quieter. The middle finger is going to be the louder one. This is going to get, each one is going to get quieter. And it slows down. It has to be slowed down enough that the people hearing you know you're slowing down. So it can't be slowed down enough that you know you're slowing down. It has to be slowed down enough that they know you're slowed down. And that last note holds for like 7. Because it would be 6, but 6 really slow counts, slowed down counts. So 7 or 8. And then you take your hand off, and then you put it in your lap slowly. It's a slow song. All right, so I'm going to play it again without the talking. Look for the things I'm talking about. There are no short notes. There's a lot of phrasing. All right, so let's talk about this ending. It's not. Your goal is to try to make it seem like the notes are connected, even though it's physically impossible to connect a thumb to itself. So it's going to seem. The 3 is the loud one. Then medium. Quieter. Slower. Quietest. See how I'm bending my thumb to get a good sound out of it? Bending my thumb, which makes it easier to connect because the key doesn't have to, if you pop your hand off, the key has to come all the way up. If you're bending, it doesn't have to come all the way up. It's also easier to get it soft. So the ending one more time is. So a couple things at the ending. You're making sure it's connected, number 1. Number 2, you are getting quieter. Number 3, you are slowing down enough that it is audible and noticeable to your audience. All right, so on left hand, a couple things to watch is left hand is nice and soft the whole time. It's hard. Listen carefully to the rhythm. If you play the left hand rhythm wrong, it'll throw off your right hand. You might not notice it, but it'll happen. This all is quiet. If you want to do something special, you can get a little bit louder here. Back to being quiet. This can be a little loud. And make sure it's really connected here. So bend your finger 3. Getting super quiet. Slowing down and holding for 6. So same thing. If you poke at the piano, it won't be able to get really connected. But think about how you're playing your twinkles. And this is where twinkles should really come in handy. All right. That is how do you get Goodbye to Winter ready for a performance. Hope it helps.